Is anybody in Hollywood that's active, at least, more overdue for an Oscar than Mr. Tom Cruise? Anybody. If you follow my channel, you know this, but I have him currently, Tom Cruise, at #1 in my 2027 Oscars predictions for lead actor. I think the dude has a narrative that is unrivaled. When he does show back up in a true acting performance like the Magnolias of the world, Rain Man, A Few Good Men, right? Like, he's done it many, many times. The Color of Money, where he's been acting, right? He hasn't been this action star jumping off of buildings, shit blowing up behind him. I love all of that stuff, but traditionally not awards material. Now he's back in a situation with Iñárritu, the filmmaker, where he's going to be acting, or at least I assume so. And it's going to cause a stir on the award circuit. I think he's going to win the Oscar. That's before seeing the trailer, however. Let's watch it together. The trailer for Digger. And I'll give you some thoughts at the end if I'm sticking with my guns there. All right, here we go. Let's play this sucker.
Everything changes. You know, one day you're a cat. Just take a little taste for daddy. Come on, sweetheart.
What the fuck is that?
Or a king. Next day you're just ashes in a box.
Is that Talking Heads?
She has between 2 weeks and 5 minutes.
See the makeup? He looks good.
My name is Sandy Clarkson.
Yeah, Sandy. How you been, buddy? You're the man with the 5-foot crab. Now, glacier over there in Greenland, it shifts 5 feet. Now, this desk in front of me is bigger than 5 feet.
Mr. Rockwell.
My deck is a tenth of that size. What do you want me to shut down a $1 billion platform over something that's 10 times the size of my deck?
I don't believe you understand what's happening, sir.
All right.
What did you just say?
Sorry, sir.
Well, I know perfectly well what's going on there, because I'm paying for the whole thing. I'm paying for your fucking 90% Hungarian goose down winter jacket. I'm paying your salary. You want to shut her down?
Well,
say it!
Mr. President, we're utterly unprotected against a disaster of this magnitude.
What's our worst case scenario?
$18 trillion,
John Goodman.
sir.
Is that all the bad fucking news?
There's the nuclear waste, too.
The makeup. I just want to point out real quick, hair and makeup is in the nominated field this year. Technical standpoint. The cinematography is a bit muted so far, right, for an Iñárritu film? Let me think on that. The colors are a lot more muted and not quite as vibrant as I expected, but I do like it. You see Riz Ahmed there. We just saw John Goodman. Hang tight.
Oh,
Was Talking Heads. Dude, I called that shit. I heard it.
And Digger's gonna dig us out again.
well, let's fucking go.
I love the cat.
Long before the rest of us.
That is why it is your problem. If we can't control the course of nature, at least we can control the narrative.
Sandra.
But it happened.
Mother Nature, she loved the winter.
You're gonna save the world.
All right, fellas, Mother Nature wants to fight.
Looks good.
Okay,
Mr. President.
Mr. President?
Fuck this iceberg, let's dance!
Help me shape the story.
They already know the story.
They know the facts. The story has yet to be told. When all else fails, you hit them with the truth. You know, the hard truth. Just bang, bang, bang. Woo! Woo! Burning down the house. Yeah, that feels good, doesn't it? That's my girl.
Oh, shit. That was a puppet, right? I thought it was a real cat until just that moment. Holy hell. Hold, please. Guys, look, that looks good. I'm in. I was a little, I'm confused by it, which I think I kind of like that a little bit. I think this is going to be more in the style of like your Birdmans, Bardo, which by the way, I was a fan of. I gave it like a 7 out of 10. People hate on that movie. When Alejandro like dips his toe more into comedy, the reviews and the reception aren't quite as good usually when you get into the drama stuff, like The Revenant, 21 Grams, Babel, heavy films, right? For the most part, zero comedy in those, pretty much. Very different than what we're getting here. I think it is absurdist satire for sure. I think there's a lot of commentary, it seems, that's going to be given in a topical nature when it comes to like America, right? And the way that, we kick ass and take names, or at least we think we do. John Goodman appears to be playing the president there. Looked like maybe it was a bit of a riff on like a Joe Biden type character who was falling asleep there in the middle of dropping a nuke or whatever. I can see that kind of political commentary that's going to be built into this film, or at least that appears to be the case. So that might cause some division there. And being that Iñárritu is a Mexican filmmaker, take that for what you will. A kind of a third party or a neutral party on the outside looking in. The thing with Cruise, though, is that why would he not be at your number one for lead actor? A lot of people were telling me on my predictions videos the last few months that it's too obvious. Too many people are saying it. We're just kind of, getting in line that it's going to happen. But my, response to that, and especially after seeing the trailer, is that's happened before. In fact, that happened last year with Jessie Buckley. Everybody just kind of got in line for her performance in Hamnet, and she's not anywhere near having that overdue tag as somebody like Tom Cruise. Now, I loved her in that movie. This is not a comparison or a 1-for-1 ratio or anything like that. I'm just saying we do that as a society, at least an industry of film folks. We do that. This would not be the first time that's been done. But also, what he's doing in this movie is comedic in nature. It is meant to kind of shock you in terms of the way he's carrying himself. There's going to be bits of comedy. There's going to be bits of relevant drama, I think, in there. But the thing with Tom Cruise for me is that he is a transformative role, and he's acting again. He's not living for the spectacle of the scene, the action sequence, the special effects. He's living more for the character, Digger, right? And I saw hints of, from the comedy side, Les Grossman, right? From Tropic Thunder. I saw that in there. One of his more memorable performances, I would say, that of course was not an awards thing, but it was an outside of the realm of what we were used to with Cruise. So now you're going to get a whole movie of that, right? The thing with the cat is fucking weird. And I think that was a puppet. At the end there, I was like, I don't think that cat's real. But up until then, I thought that was just a real cat. By the way, I'm a cat guy, so that helps. Now, if another performance emerges over the next 6 months that we're like, all right, well, Cruise can't win because of this person and what they did, then so be it. But as it stands right now, with almost all of these movies still not seen by the mass audiences, we haven't seen shit of all these major players that we're expecting to be on the horizon. You've got a fucking stacked cast here. John Goodman, of course, who's also my number one for supporting actor, by the way. But you've also got Riz Ahmed doing a couple blow-up scenes there, so he looked really good. Sandra Hüller, who we know is having a fucking career year this year, she's there. Sophie Wilde, I saw briefly. I know she's in the movie she's a young actress from Talk to Me. Jesse Plemons, we saw briefly there. Obviously, he's one of the best alive. We got a group here, guys. We're good with this film. I trust in Iñárritu. Now, I did like Bardo a lot more than most, but I trust in him. I've never seen a movie of his I did not like, or I did not think was well made. This one is probably the most comedic, but I'm hoping it's more Birdman and less Bardo in terms of the award circuit, because Birdman, of course, was a comedy, but also a drama that had a lot to say. And I think Digger is going to be in that vein, and it's also going to feature a performance from Tom Cruise that's going to harken back to like 15, 20 years ago when he was doing all these various performances that were really interesting. We had the action stuff, right? But even the Tropic Thunder one I mentioned, they were really interesting. They were different. There was such a potpourri of stuff we were getting from him. I'm a little confused by it. I want to go back and rewatch it. There's some shit that's really strange in it that I'm like, what the fuck is that? And, I love that. I love that. I love that it's not going to be here's your story. Here's act one. Here's act two. This is this. This is how it ends. I like that it looks like it's going to be a little scattered and a little fucking weird. I am into it. What do you guys think of the trailer for Digger? Did it increase, decrease, or leave you right at the same place when it comes to its Oscars chances? And specifically, I want to know what you think about Tom Cruise's award chances, because I'm leaving him at number one. He's been there for me since March when I started doing this for 2027. And after the trailer, he's not going anywhere. I will reassess when the reception of the film, it comes out in October, I believe. So we will cross that bridge when we get to it. But right now, I'm still on board. Let me know what you thought down below, and I will see you guys out here very, very soon in the garage.